Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome to my live session. Sorry for the day. I've been trying to get my settings right. I was just trying to get it right. Well, if give me a few minutes, you can see I'm getting. So, if you're joining me for the first time, thank you for being here. My name is Semil Oyolola, and over the next 3 days, I will be breaking down, everything you need to know about immigration, immigration, especially to Canada. Well, today is gonna be the first day, which is day one, and we are going to focus on understanding the different immigration pathways. Firstly, if you are thinking about moving abroad, this session will help you understand where to start and which part might be, you know, um, best for you. Before we begin, I just want to say I am not a licensed immigration consultant. Everything I share is based on experience and general information. Please always confirm with official um, sources. Um, well, let me start with a quick question for everyone watching. What do you want to immigrate? You can type your answer in the chat. You know, do you want to immigrate because of you want to study, work, better life, family, or something else. It can be anything. Just let me know. Just type it. Now, here's the truth. Many people fall in their immigration journey not because they are not qualified, but because they choose the wrong path. So today, I will help you avoid that mistake. There are four major ways people immigrate to countries like Canada, e.g., one is through study pathway, work pathway, permanent residency, which is PR pathway, and family sponsorship. Actually, there are other, pathways like the PNP, the provisional nomination pathway, which I'm not gonna mention today. I'm not gonna delve into that. So let me break these four pathways. Let me break them down one by one. I'm gonna start with the study pathway. This one, I mean, this is one of the most common routes. You apply to a school, you get admission, and then apply for, a study permit. After your studies, you may qualify for a work permit and eventually permanent, residency. For the work permit, it all depends on, the program you've done. You know, if you like, they have different um programs. If you did something like if you come here and do like a master program, You might have 3 years work permit, a diploma course, it's a year work permit. So I don't want to delve into that. Like I said again, it um, depends on your case and the kind of program you're doing and your school. Because some schools doesn't have DLR. So there are so many factors in there are so many things you need to consider when applying to a school. Well, this part is good for younger applicants. People we want to gain international education, and for those who don't yet qualify for a PL directly. But one thing is for sure, it can be expensive. So financial planning is very, very important in this pathway. You need to be financially buoyant enough, because education is, really expensive. So, which is, most people major constraint. The second one is work pathway. This involves getting a job offer from, you know, an employer in Canada. In many cases, the employer may need something called, LMIA. This part is good for skilled workers, people with in-demand jobs like healthcare, IT. You know, however, getting a job uh, from outside Canada, can be very challenging. Honestly speaking, it can be very challenging. So that is the second pathway I want you to look into. Then again, that is for skilled workers. If you're already working outside or you think you qualify, you have to go to the government website, check what it means that, the jobs that are in demand, for you to know how to go. Then you have to also consult if you have someone who is working it out with you. Then the third one is permanent residence pathway. This is the goal for many people. Like even if you're coming as getting your permanent residence, then eventually transition to a citizen is what everyone wants. That is the priority. That's the ultimate goal for sure. So the permanent resident pathway, it's the goal for many people, for virtually everyone. Not everyone to say. Some people just want to come in, study, and go back to the country, and just continue their life in their country. So programs like Express Entry allow you to apply directly for PR without studying first. You just go online, you check the eligibility like age, education, your work experience, and you also have to take what's it called, English test with English test. Get the result. I think right now the requirement. I'm not too sure, depending on the pathway as well. It depends on the pathway. So I don't wanna tell you the CLB in order not to give you wrong information. But if your score is high enough, you may receive an invitation because you need high score. It's point based pathway. So your point determine who they're gonna call, who they're gonna invite, who's gonna receive an invitation, you know, to apply. Then the fourth one is the family sponsorship. If you have family members who are citizens or permanent residents, they may be able to sponsor you. This includes spouse, parents, sometimes siblings, depending on the conditions. The sibling conditions also determines that. Well, but I mean, here's something very important I wanted to know. There's no best pathway for everyone. No best way, best pathway in anywhere for everyone. The best pathway depends on your personal situation. For example, a 20-year-old student and a 40-year-old professional will not use the same route. It's not possible. A 20-year-old student, you are, a 40-year-old professional, you're not gonna use the same route. It's not possible. So it is very important for you to know, which one best suits your situation or you fit into. So let me quickly talk about mistakes people make. You know, Number one is following friends blindly. Oh, my friend uses this pathway. Then your friend status might differ from yours. So you need to understand what your friend studied in school, or your friend's job could be, different from yours. So following your friend blindly, it's not friends blindly is not good. You need to look at your own situation, where you fall, and then move on from there. Then using unverified agents, like random agents somewhere. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. You also can do it. Also, choosing a pathway without understanding the requirements. You just go, oh, they'll need people who qualifies in blah blah blah. You have to verify. You don't just choose. You need to verify. You need to be sure that yes, I understand these requirements, and this is what they need, or these are the things they need. And last but not the least is not preparing financially. You need money. You need to show proof of funds. Very, very important. You need your proof of funds to be shown. So everything you're doing, you always have it at the back of your mind as you're preparing that permanent residence, any one of them requires funds, requires your financial strength. So if you're not saving, you need to start saving, because at the end of the day, you want to show to them that you're not going to be a liability, even though they're going to, support or whatever. You still want to show to them that, yes, prove to them that you're capable, and you are not, you're not going to be a liability to the government, because they want people who are going to contribute to the development of the country, not people who are going to come in and make it worse. You get what I mean? So now I want to hear from you. Like, what country are you planning to move to? Like, what pathway are you considering? If you can put it on the chat if you really wanna. If you're free to say anything, I'm gonna wait for 2 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes. I'm still waiting. Please drop your question in the chat, and I will start answering them. Well, okay, I'm still waiting. Two more. Let me 1 more minute. Okay. Well, in the absence of nothing, because I can say no one is dropping um messages in the chat. So, in the absence of nothing, I'm going to thank you so much for joining today's session. Tomorrow is going to be day two, and I'll be breaking down the step by step immigration, like our immigration process, from documents to application to approval. Please make sure you don't miss it. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Bye. Au revoir.